And we're back. So, you guys are gonna spend a couple days here in the museum going through old books with Dr. Kafour. Is that what we decided on before the break?
Yes.
Okay.
2 days in beautiful downtown Cairo.
Okay. So, that will take us into Tuesday, the 17th. So you spend a couple of days going through a whole bunch of books, a whole bunch of dusty tomes. I'm sure that there's a great little montage here of you like knocking shit over and um, mistranslating hieroglyphics and something about an alligator. Um,
No, it's
and
clearly a bird.
This
and
says bird, bird, cat, guy doing this.
speaking of, weirdly, like a couple of times you look up and see some cats walking around in the library. You had never noticed that before. Seems weird. Um. Anyway, eventually, you guys all find a book that reveal that a mix of chemistry and magic are required to destroy the girdle. The artifact needs to be physically dissolved in aqua regia, a dangerous fuming mixture of concentrated nitric and concentrated hydrochloric acid, known to alchemists for its ability to dissolve gold and platinum. The concoction must also contain at least 2 doses of something called space mead. And I will need a Cthulhu Mythos roll from any of you to try to figure out what the hell space mead is.
Oh, joys. I have a funny feeling this is when one uses luck if he can't get it. Let's see. Cthulhu Mythos?
Whoa, Alistair.
Double zeros.
Fumble on Cthulhu Mythos.
Cthulhu actually appears.
You know,
Dr. Kafour fails his roll.
I'm going to, because I haven't spent a whole lot of luck yet, I'm going to spend 16 points of luck just to make that a success.
Does Martin have Cthulhu Mythos?
Hate to do it, but someone has to. I'll spend the 16 luck to make that success.
Let's see if Martin can save you on this before you spend your luck. No, Martin can't save you on it. Okay.
All right, so I'll spend the 16 on it then, since I haven't spent a lot of luck, and I'll take the blow for everybody.
Okay. So, Space Mead. Space Mead is a Jack Daisy. Thank you for the subscription, man. Good to see you. Hope you're staying healthy over your way. Okay.
Is that what Leela was taking to make herself strong in the
Fifth Element?
The wing? No, Futurama. Leela and Amy took space honey and became like steroided out.
Oh, okay.
Um, multipass.
Multipass. Yes.
So yes, Space Mead. So you find a passage that says it is a wonderfully golden liquid, which he kept safe in a carafe in his desk, and served in tiny Belgian liquor glasses in such small amounts that it seemed futile to even raise to one's lips, and yet its bouquet and taste outdid even the oldest Chianti and the best Chateau Yquem, to such an extent that to mention them in the same breath was to do injustice to the professor's brew. Fiery though it was, it had the additional effect of making me drowsy. You know, find out that this is a magical drink that allows a human to withstand journeys through the vacuum of space.
Mm.
You do not at this moment have. You don't know how to make it. You just know that that's what it is.
No choice.
Um,
Do we know where to get some? Or does the doctor, professor know?
no.
Hmm.
He had never heard of it. Um, he has a series of. Let me see what he's got here. I don't think. I am 99% sure that he does not have this spell, but let's just check.
Hmm. Kind of guessing we haven't run into it yet. I don't remember anything looking like that, at least with this group.
Sounds like Red Breast 12 to me.
Or
You,
Ramlin Ale.
Yeah, so he does not. He does not have the. He does not know that spell, and does not have it in even his most powerful book that he has. He does not have.
Hmm.
Although after one night with Bundahaben, I thought I could travel through space.
Um, Actually, it seems weird that it would have that spell, but not this other spell. Alright. I'm gonna give this to you guys because.
Why not?
Okay, so. After you tell the doctor this, he goes into a section of the vault that he didn't let you into before and pulls out a black leather scroll case. And inside are 10 scrolls handwritten on what appears to be very fine goatskin parchment. And he says, this book, this collection, it's one of the most dangerous items in my collection. In Arabic, we call it Al-Azif. It was written by a man named Abdul al-Hazrad, You're perhaps more familiar with the European name for it, the Necronomicon.
I blatch.
He says, there is a spell in here to brew space mead. However, the brewing of space mead it takes a week to create, and there are a number of ingredients that must be found in order to create it. It will take me at least a day to learn this spell, and it would take us a week past that to be able to create such a thing, even if we could put our hands on all of the ingredients. So we're easily 10 days out from having that. I don't know that we have that kind of time. I don't know that I can hold this girdle safely for that long.
Out of curiosity, if we took the girdle and kept on traveling throughout Egypt, would that make it more difficult for him to find it or to track it?
I don't know. I don't know how he found it to begin with, other if it was just rumors about what was held at the mosque, or if it was something else, if there's some other magics that they're in tune to the girdle itself. I'm not sure.
Because we're willing to do what needs to be done. The problem is I don't want to put you in jeopardy by keeping it here. And I'm just trying to figure out other ways of us allowing you the time to create this space mead while keeping it
I
guarded.
feel like if you take the girdle out on the street, you're just inviting to have it taken.
Well, we could do guard duty here.
One thing that I'm going to tell you, you've told me in the past that many of the rituals that you've observed have happened on the new moon.
Mm-hmm.
The new moon is 7 days away.
I
don't have the time to brew the space mead before the new moon happens. If they're bent on trying to I would imagine that the resurrection ceremony can probably only be done at the dark of the moon.
I believe
which
you are
means
right.
which means that either they're going to move heaven and earth to try to find this thing in the next 7 days, because if they miss that window, they're another month away from being able to attempt this. I'm assuming that's why they spent so much time trying to get into the mosque in the last week. I'd say that they're making ready for the 24th.
Hmm.
So the other thing that I found in these books is that there are two other items, a necklace and a crown. The crown can be destroyed with that living enchantment of the living flame spell. The necklace must be cut into tiny pieces with a blade made of pure silver and enchanted. So your other option would be to either try and get one of those other items and use and destroy them, or we've got to try to get this item out of Egypt.
We have the means to destroy the crown, so maybe that might be something we should seek out.
Oh, they did say that the mummy. Um, I do believe the mummy was taken from Giza. I suspect, considering things, it must be somewhere still there, considering the weight. I remember the person we talked to mentioned something about one of their people thinking was it was what was it, moved or something. My memory's not real good at remembering what the guy said. I would think that they would have the other items with wherever the mummy is.
I agree with you that they are probably all together, but we have no
Where?
idea where the mummy is. The mummy vanished, and near as I know, and from what I've been able to find out, the mummy vanished basically in plain sight from
Giza.
the pyramid, the Great Pyramid in Giza.
We could head there, but the problem here is that I hate to leave this thing at your vault where you would be in danger. I don't want it leading back to you. Um, yeah, I'm just trying to think what we could do to. You're right. We take it. If we take it out of here, it's more than likely it's going to be discovered quicker. But at the same time point, I don't want it leading back to you. Plus, if we're not successful, I mean, maybe we are not, but maybe we can delay it long enough. If we're successful, move it around. You might have enough time to make the space mead. Though I agree, probably they're going to move heaven and earth to find it.
I won't be able to learn the spell, get the ingredients, and make it for at least 10 days, which is well past the new moon. At which point, I have to think that either they'll be in possession of the girdle already, having killed us or stolen it.
Uh, Out of curiosity here, do you have a spell that you could put on the girdle that would allow you to keep track of it?
I would tend to think that an item such as this would resist most enchantments.
No, but would you do you have a spell that you would be able to discover its whereabouts now that you've seen it and handled it?
Give me a second, because I don't have his spell list for some on this sheet.
Okay, just to give you an idea, what I'm thinking is to throw off the path. What if let's say you could say there's a new exhibit that the mosque has allowed you to display some artifacts from that place, and the girdle is actually at display at the museum. If they're going to discover where its whereabouts, this would make it much more nonchalant about um, them thinking, oh, it's just it's on display. No one knows what it's really about. They'll come in and take it, obviously, and if we have the ability to track them through device or spell, we can know where they're keeping the stuff. And kind of backtrack from there. Assuming
Good job for
there is
Seamus.
it. Yeah. I'm just throwing that out there. I might be in left field. I'm just thinking if they have spells to kind of key in where it might be, we might be, since we've actually handled it and seen it, that there might be a way of doing the same thing, but we have a better idea of it. Let them take it, thinking, oh, it was given to the museum as a display piece, thus leaving the good doctor out of harm's way. And we would be able to track it, because let's be honest here. If we leave it here, they're going to get it, and they'll come after the good doctor. If we take it, it's just a matter of time before they hunt us down.
I don't have any such magic, unfortunately.
Our only other hope is to keep an eye on the museum and hope and pray we can track them back to where they're going.
So he tells you that
Either
if
way,
they
it's seven. Yeah,
if they send another one of those snake monsters that you saw after it, and they'll probably send more than one, that they'll just take the thing back to their master. You're not going to be able to track that thing if it leaves with it.
Well, then we need to find out where they took it, and our best bet is to go to Giza. That's our last clue of where the mummy had been. We could question the police in Giza, because they would have done an investigation more than likely. We can also check the site itself, because there might be a clue there. What do you think, gentlemen? But the other thing is this: the only thing I can think of, Dr. Kafour, so that the eye, their ire doesn't get up with you, is either possibly do the not fake display, but more along the lines of that the mosque gave it to the museum on loan to display for a couple days, if that makes sense. Though, to be honest, I don't see that making a whole lot of sense now, thinking that they were protecting it. It wouldn't make any sense that they would let it out of their hands if they know someone's coming after it. The other thing is just if they can track it down, leave it someplace on the side of a road, and they will hunt it down, and sooner or later, and at least that it's not tracked back to any of us.
Well, the other thing that they're going to need to complete their ritual is the mummy. Is there any way we can track that down
That's what I was
and
suggesting.
destroy that as well?
That's
If
what
it's just mortal remains, we can cremate the body and.
Well, that's what I was
the whole
thinking.
thing.
Is our best bet is to go to Giza.
Right.
That was the last place the mummy was seen.
Mhm.
But what I'm trying to do is keep it so that Dr. Kafur is safe, the museum is safe, and it doesn't get tracked back to us. So, looking at Kafur, what do you think? We conveniently drop it someplace?
That seems foolish.
Yeah, I agree.
You just want to take this item of immense power and leave it on the side of the road?
No. But the thing is, this is I'm searching for suggestions here, guys, because I don't want this leading to Kafur because he can't defend it, and they are going to target him. We can try to take it out of the country, but I don't see us getting it out of the country.
I don't think we can just take it with us to
Gee,
Giza.
if only you knew
That's what I was
someone
gonna
that
say.
if only one of you was a spy and had
yes.
underworld connections.
Yes.
Jeez.
I do. So I'm going to try to see if I can do that. I'm going to see if I can use my. I wasn't sure if I would be allowed to do that, so I wasn't sure. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to use my connections. Then I'm going to see if I can figure a way
black market it back to New York.
Well, I could even do it through the British Secret Service, possibly.
Sell it back to Juju House.
Yeah.
That's a big hole.
Yeah. Let me see. What would I do for that? What would I roll, or what would I?
So, I tell you what, I'm not gonna make it a roll. I want you to tell me how you would go about doing it and what you think you want to do with this thing.
Well, first of all, I need to get away from them, but they're going to hunt it down wherever it is and around the world. But if I can delay it for a while, so we have time, maybe try to send it back to America so that that it's that's going to be harder to get for them, and we at least know that from what these guys said, the cult has been, if not eliminated, they're significantly hurt in the United States.
Not even a little bit, but okay.
Oh, okay. I thought all right. I assumed that they had done something there.
Nope.
Where could I send it that would be safe?
Yeah, we blew up an African tchotchke shop.
Okay, so we don't even know if there's anything. All right, joys. Well, I'm trying to think. Sending it to England would be bad. Only because the one lady's still there. Is there any place we could send it? Because I said I might be able to get it out of the country, but where could we go with it? Do you know anyone that would be able to gather these ingredients and be ready for us?
I don't. The magics that would be required are extremely rare and difficult, which I'm sure is why the mosque didn't destroy it themselves. honestly, I don't know that I'm even capable of doing it. But if I could, it would take me 10 days minimum.
Yeah, I maybe trying to ship it to Miskatonic University.
Sure,
But
why not?
yeah, we're gonna try to ship it to Miskatonic University. I'm gonna use my connections to try to um, um, that the does anyone here know anyone at Miskatonic University before I ship it off? Is there anyone we know that would be able to help us?
None of you have any contacts at Miskatonic.
All
And
right. That wouldn't make any sense for me to ship it there. That's what I was asking. I'm grasping at straws here. Where would I take it? I feel like all I'm doing is delaying the inedible. You know, where can I send it? I can get it out of the country, but that doesn't mean that's going to stop it. I'm just delaying it until they get it.
Maybe that's enough.
All right, maybe that's enough. I'm gonna. That might be it.
Send it to Shanghai and follow it later.
Yeah, then I'm gonna try to send it someplace in the middle of BFE, and not Egypt. Maybe in the middle of Missouri or Kansas.
so your contacts tell you that while they might be able to create a forged export document,
Mm-hmm.
in order for it to pass muster, it's got to be going to some sort of either England or some other British colony, and it's got to be going someplace that has a reason to be getting this thing.
Do we know anyone?
Um,
Hold it here.
we could send it to my museum, but that's in the States.
Hold it here. But having read the notes, what about that Australian professor at Miskatonic University? Would that work?
You don't know him.
We
Oh, I
know.
thought we
mean,
had that flyer.
Yeah, you found a flyer.
Okay. I thought the guys had, all right. This is what I get for not watching the episodes. I know I saw the flyer and I was like, isn't that dealing with that? All right. So do we know anyone that we can send it to
and he's
That are still alive.
that's
What
still
about
alive?
what about the cops at Scotland Yard? What happened to them?
They're still alive, but that wouldn't be a place we'd send it to because they want going to someone it would make sense. See, it would have to go to like a professor or a university. Would I be able to get to the retired detective?
again, there wouldn't be a good reason.
Yeah. See,
It's gonna get flagged in customs
mm-hmm.
as soon as and you're gonna
We
tip
don't
off.
know anyone.
You're
We
gonna
don't
you
know
know you're gonna tip
anyone. We
you're
don't
gonna
know
tip
anyone.
off your the people that are actually looking for this thing if suddenly a package of
So
ancient
we don't.
Egyptian jewelry
So we can't get out of the country.
is going to the middle of nowhere.
So we can't get out of the country because we don't know anyone to send it to. I mean, it's just really frustrating.
Mm.
I mean, unless we go along with it. And
Somebody at the Penhew Foundation.
Could
we could what? Give me an idea.
We could just leave.
Take it with us.
Yeah, we could leave.
Go after the mummy and kind of take it with us, and maybe come up with the other stuff.
Yeah, and we get attacked, and we're not going to survive this time. And then they get it, and they get rid of us. I don't like that idea either.
Come on. Sounds like the best idea to me.
Like
No,
one of the ideas.
Why don't we just ship it? All right. It has to be to a British colony, right? Canada is a British colony, correct?
Yes.
Or part of the Commonwealth.
What year is it? 1923?
25.
25?
Still
It's
part of the...
Dominion. I
is.
don't know if it's really
Yeah.
colony.
It's not a colony, but still considered part of the British Kingdom.
Yeah, we're still much under the
British North
control of
America.
the act there.
Yeah.
I mean, the first, until we're breaking off, but it's still, the ties are, still considered crown possession to a degree.
So we could send it to a university in Canada, like Toronto. And all we just need to do is send it to the archaeology department in Toronto. It will at least delay it so we have a chance. What do you gentlemen think?
It would take longer than the week, which is kind of what we've got for the
Yeah. So
moon.
I make that. Would that be possible to get shipped to a university in Toronto with an with the anthropology/archaeology department?
So your contacts tell you that while they might be able to mock up the documentation to do that, there's no ships heading to Canada within the next week.
All right. What ships, what colonies are being hit as soon as possible?
Ships leaving within the next couple days would be going to either England or Australia.
I don't like any of those. How about India?
No.
How long would a trip go from here to Australia?
A month.
And how long to England?
$10.
Yep, I made my decision. Australia. We're going to send it to a museum or a university and someplace that is not near. What do we know where they're near? I do believe we have something about Australia, correct? Where do we know that they're? I do believe some of this cult from the notes is in Australia. Folks, help me out because I've read some of it, but I can't remember all of it.
Yes, we've contacted Professor Anthony Cowles about his presentation of bat cults in Australia.
All right, we'll.
I don't know which university he was at.
Well, that gives us a thing. I will have it sent to his. We don't know what university, but there's probably a university of. There'd be Perth and what's the other? Darwin. So I'm going to have it sent to Darwin, University of Darwin, Anthropology Archaeology Department. At least it would be on a boat for a month. At least we'd have a chance.
Okay. So just making sure I'm hearing what you're saying.
Well,
You're going to pack this thing up, get a forged export permit for it, and have your associates randomly put it on a ship, sending it to someone you've never heard of, who's never heard of you,
well,
who
I don't know what my options
you.
are since I don't know
I'm
it.
just trying to make sure I understand that this is so you're going to have no way of knowing whether any of this is actually successful.
That or we carry it with us and we all die, which is quite possible too. I don't like either option, to be quite honest. Because I don't think we can face one of these creatures, let alone two or three. And you're right, there is no guarantee unless we go along with it. And I don't particularly feel like go, but then we can choose where we want to go. We could leave for
Take it with us.
we could take it with us and leave the country.
We can just do it.
So we want to leave the country?
Then where would you head?
Well, I would say we head to an area where we can get a boat to someplace farther away, like maybe America or to that type of thing. Maybe to, and I don't mean New York, but another port and then come back.
But if we take it with us, why is that any different than just going to Giza with it?
True, because they're probably going to send the creature after us, even if we're on the boat.
I was so looking forward to sending the Kraken after you.
Yeah, I know, and
the Kraken.
Yeah, and I don't particularly want to face this thing.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, because if we take it by boat ourselves, it's gonna go. I hate to say it, but we almost had to pray they get shipped out. I mean, I look at Dr. Kafour. I mean, our options are limited. We either carry it around, be attacked. We had to hope and pray it gets out of the country. At least keep it distant so we have a chance to.
If they've got a teleporting demon bad guy that can just go pop in, grab it, and pop back, they'll have it in a day if we put it on a boat.
Yeah, that's true. So that's all right.
I mean, our options are limited. I'm just looking at Dr. Kafour and the rest of you guys. I don't think us carrying it around is going to be a good thing. We're going to be dead, and they're going to have it within 7 days. That doesn't mean they're not going to have it in 7 days if it's on a boat heading someplace, but it has a chance of getting out of here. And staying in Mr. Dr. Kafour's area is not good either.
And is there some way we can create a decoy or something that throws them off, or create some kind of case that we can put it in that throws off them tracking it?
We don't have that power or ability. I mean, if they can track it magically, then we don't have the skill set. And I hate to say it, but our best option probably is trying to ship it to Australia to a university over there. Us holding on to it is crazy. Us trying to take it on a ship someplace ourselves is going to get us targeted still. And having Dr. Kafour hold on to it is just crazy too. I mean, if we're holding on to it, it's
can
like...
I remind you that you're playing Call of Cthulhu? It's all crazy. That's the point of the game.
Yeah, I mean, my feeling is this. I think the best of the options is try to get out of the country on a slow boat to Australia. Us trying to carry it around, I don't think we're going to survive seeing what... You saw that creature. Do you think we can hold on to it here and they send that creature out for us? Or it? I don't think so.
Well, I mean, how many can they do? I guess is a question.
One was bad enough.
But we killed
We
that.
barely were able to, you know, we got lucky.
So the question is how. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess to me it's like, well, I mean, the only other thing is to leave it here, I guess.
Oh, and that's going to put Dr. Kafur right on the target sheet.
But it's not detectable here.
He just said that it will be after a period of time.
He told you that he believes that any magics that he has, that the mosque probably had similar wardings. So once they figure out where this thing is, and he's not sure how they knew it was at the mosque, if it was through more mundane means or if it was some sort of scrying magic that they found out that it was at the mosque. But he's fairly certain that they'll be able to that once they figure out that it's at the museum, that he's not going to be able to keep out a concerted effort to take it. And
it's all bad.
There's not enough time before the new moon to destroy it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
if they're not scrying for it, we could walk around with it.
He agrees with you that keeping it moving, as dangerous and crappy as that sounds, is probably your best bet.
Then I think the slow boat. I mean, try to get moving through the boat. At least it's not in our hands. We won't see the creature. Yeah, we're taking our chances. But even then, it's still moving. And it might give us enough time to get to Giza and hunt down clues to where this mummy's been taken. But us holding on to it is crazy. Having Dr. Kafur hold on to it is crazy. But this is, at least it gets it out of our hands.
That's not what he just told you.
Oh, he wants us to. Oh, I thought he wants. Oh, so he wants us moving around with it. Oh, joys. All right, I guess.
That's why we're the PCs.
That's true. We're going to die and it's going to be fun. Hey, short. Yeah, that's why bread has a short shelf life. All right, I guess we'll take it with us. Is there a container he can give it to us? At least give us some limited.
Anything that he could give you is going to be more conspicuous for how gaudy and large it is.
Okay, so all right. I was thinking like a silver lined box or a lead lined box, or something like that, but probably not. All right, gentlemen, shall we bite the bullet then? I guess we're going to be holding on to it and trying to get to Giza. Is there any way that Dr. Kafur that you could maybe inform the police in Giza that to be a little bit more open about telling us about the crime?
I don't have any contacts on the police force.
All right. Well, I had to ask. Gentlemen, it looks like we have a difficult job to do.
It's the only kind of jobs we do.
Yeah. So I tell Dr. Kafur, we appreciate your help. Pray to your God and every God you know that we get through this.
So let me ask, what is your next move? Are you going to Giza?
Well, we're gonna go. We're probably gonna have to stop at the hotel, then go to Giza.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And we're gonna head to Giza to take a look at the former site of the Clive expedition to figure out where this thing. I'm thinking, guys, that we talk to the police there. To find out I might be able to get them to talk since I am part of British intelligence. In fact, I'm going to try to set that up so that I'm going to set it up with my contacts in the British to see if I can, so that the cops will talk to us about the robbery and look at their reports and talk to the um, detectives or cops that were involved. That would at least help us a little bit instead of us just walking in and they go, "Who are you?" At least I would have a chance to talk to them. So I'm going to ask them if they can do that for me. And I'm going to let the Secret Service know that I suspect that this criminal organization might have had a hand in the disappearance of this mummy for some bizarre, unknown reason, maybe a black market. And I want to see the report just so I can know the background. So I'm going to be going to Giza to check this out.
Okay.
And we will head back to the hotel to gather our equipment, in particular weaponry. Is it possible to buy weapons in Egypt?
You can buy pretty much anything.
Gentlemen, do you think that we should all be having probably shotguns at this time point? I don't know about you, but that thing just scared the bejeevuses out of me.
Not a particularly good shot with a shotgun.
Yeah, my skills with a long gun are not that good. Not that they're very good with the 45, but
to be honest, whether it's a handgun or a shotgun, it's about the same. All right, I'll stick with the handgun then. Then we will get ready to go. And
so, are you going to try to arrange?
Yes.
For a Dragoman's service?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're trying to get the man we know.
Okay. So, Salim is available for a trip to Giza on Wednesday the 8th.
All right. And that is Tomorrow. Excellent.
Okay.
And we will basically that night at the hotel doing watches, staggered watches. Now that we're carrying big fat target on us.
Just moving around.
Okay. Anyone that is down on hit points can take 2 hit points back for Tuesday night.
Woohoo! Back to max.
Actually, you can get 4 hit points back because you would have gotten some from Monday as well.
Oh yeah, it's been a couple days. All right, here we go.
Yeah, we did say we were time skipping 2 days, so yeah, Carl, you'll get 4 hit points for Jesse.
And I will send a message to the Huveland, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that I'm going to be a bit more delayed, but and I apologize. I might even send say that there's a little care package at the hotel waiting for him. Basically, a bottle for him left at the desk that he can pick up for my apologies, and I will be back in about 2 days. Gentlemen, do you think that would be enough? 2 or 3 days? If we're not back in 2 or 3 days, we're probably dead. So I'll put down. Yeah, I'll put down. We'll be back in 3
Probably.
days. But I have left
How
a
far-
gift for him. A gift he would appreciate at the hotel, at the desk, at the concierge.
Okay. Very well.
And
I am going to say, since we've only got like 15 minutes left in the session, that this is probably a good stopping point because is going to be a bit involved.
In a
And
good
so,
way.
Figured.
and so, I think this is probably a good place to call it for the night. Let's talk next session.
Not leaving until I see a mummy. We're in Egypt.
well, at least we're keeping the innocents from getting hurt. At least no one at the mosque is going to get hurt, and Dr. Kafur is going to be kept out of it.
That's what you think.
Well, I'm praying that's it. Yeah, I'm hoping that's it.
We've had several things where we've heard of the
Wait a
people we've
minute.
met getting killed after we've left.
Yeah, everybody we meet becomes a zombie or is immediately killed or kidnapped.
Well, the 2 detectives weren't.
Not that we know of.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, has anyone checked on them lately?
Yes. No, I do check on because I do write to them. I
You
release.
open a door. It's the detectives.
You've been in
Look zombified.
Yeah, I've been in some contact
Egypt
with
for 8 days. You would not have had time for a letter to even get to them, let alone to have gotten a response.
Right, but I have been making contact with the good retired detective.
Okay. 2 weeks from today would be the 26th. That work for everybody?
Well, let me check my schedule. Huh, surprise, surprise. I have nowhere to go.
I think I'm still under house arrest then.
Yeah.
I am here. I am under house arrest.
Perfect.
Maybe I'll be at camp, but we've got Wi-Fi there.
Perfect. Okay. Well then, thank you all very much for coming out and playing tonight.
And we look forward to seeing big giant things with wings coming after us.
Absolutely. Those of you who watching live, thank you for
Eric.
watching. Follow, like, subscribe, and we will all go insane together more next time.
Dang. Mummies.
All
Let's
mummies.
fight mummies.
All the time. Hopefully you'll find some in Giza. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
All right. See you later, folks.